Hi everybody, Dominic the drill instructor. Welcome to the clinic. Tuesday night, it is June 30th. We are at the end of the month. We are at the end of halfway through our year 2020, and wow, things have been, what a first half of the year. Okay, thank you to our sponsors, Pool and Billiard Magazine, to Diamond Billiard Products, to Dr. Harrison for my glasses, and all the rest of you. Thank you. In the past few weeks that we covered aiming, I want to say thank you. Congratulations to, we reached, just a little bit near 29,000 players on that series, and that was pretty cool. So thank you so much. Now I want to talk to you a little bit about banking. And I've got some mails, requests, even up until today. Please, would you help me with some banking? I'm a brand new player, and I want to just start learning how do you do banking. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually take banking possibly in two parts, maybe three. I'm going to take it from the point of really getting to some advanced techniques for banking. But I want to actually get to table and show you just some of the fundamentals. First of all, for those of you who are the newer, lower skilled players, look, let's just watch and see how basic and easy it is to just get the banking going, okay? So we're going to get right to it. And for a starter, I'm going to show you a really simple little drill. First of all, one of the things you probably learned early on, and you certainly should have, is the term angle in, angle out. Angle in, angle out. Say it, make a note, angle in, angle out. It looks like this. Here is here's an example of angle in. If I am going to start from the pocket, I have from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 diamonds. 4. Now I'm not trying to be so condescending. I do have some mail for some really beginning level players, and I want to make sure that the rest of you who are more advanced, this is just a simple way of knowing how to talk to and work with beginning skilled players. So what you do is you take the number 4, split it in half. That's 2. So from this side of the table, that's 0, 1, 2. So we go, and you can see here now, there's the line from 0 to 2. That is what is called the angle in. So that means that's the angle the ball originally starts moving into the rail, okay? That then generates the angle out. That means the angle from out of the rail. And without spinning the ball to the left or to the right, the angle in would equal the angle out. So from 0 to 4, half of 4 is 2. If the angle goes into 2, then the angle coming out is going to go 2 more. And that is basically angle in, angle out. So you see these diamonds along the table, they're not just fancy decoration, but we really learn a lot of the math of exactly how to calculate the table. So if I were going to start from this one here, this diamond, and say, okay, that's 0, 1, 2, 3. Well, half of 3 is 1.5, so 1.5. So there is that 1.5. From that side of the table to this side of the table, there's 1.5. That becomes the new angle in. This becomes the angle out, because it is exactly the same angle in becomes the same angle out. Now, one of the things we can do for beginner level players, okay, is to go with a really cool, simple little exercise. It's like this, okay? This is how we learn angle in, angle out. We start learning the principles of banking, and we start building a little bit of success, which contributes to some confidence, okay? These are the parts that have to go into play. So we're going to start from 1 diamond, and if this is 0 to 1, what is half of 1? It's a half. So this is where we are from across the table. Simply, I'm just going to take one ball, put it under the stick. I'm going to take another ball, put it under the stick. I'm just going to put it a few inches back. Now, here's the way you start the exercise, okay? So from this side of the table, we set that up. Then we come down here to this side of the table, and we do the same thing. From 1, we go to a half. Now, remember what a half is when you're related to the corner. We covered this last week. The diamond on a corner, the design on the corner is actually right here in front. I'm going to use this piece of chalk. That's the diamond mark. That is the diamond. So halfway between, so the line is actually angled, and halfway between that is right there. That is the halfway mark on this part of the rail. It's not back here, it's right up here between on the straight line. So we take that same half, we go ahead, we put the ball on this side, we put it on this side. Now, this is the way I want you to start learning, okay? I'm talking to you beginner level players. Learn left side, right side, left side, right side. So what we're going to do in this case here is we're going to come up close, and all I want you to do is hit the middle of the ball. Don't hit to the side, either side. You're going to hit straight, because unfortunately, if you accidentally hit the ball to the side, you're going to cause an opposite spin on the banking ball. And that's really key. Now, there are times as we get more advanced where we will use that spin and we will cause it to create direction and throw on the banking ball. But what I want you to do in this case here, go ahead, set up your bank line right there, put your line in, and I want you to just take just a half a tip above the center of the ball, don't let it spin, and just go ahead and take a shot and let it roll right in and just say, okay, cool. Now go to the other side of the table, and here's the bank. You see from one diamond, here we are, and just go straight across. And then, of course, this time we're just going to move the chalk out of the way because we want to be able to let the ball just float in there, okay? We come back to this side, pick this one up again, put it back here, put it on the diamond. That's it right from there. And I just want you to have a small, short little distance. And once again, a half a tip above the ball. You don't want to be left or right, or you're going to wind up throwing the ball at an angle. And then just let the ball roll in. I want you to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until you just finish up the whole rack of balls. So basically you're going to hit 7 on one side, 8 on the other side. And just, if you miss, don't worry about it. Go to the other side and then come back and work on this side. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to take this and I want you to go ahead and move up to right here. Go to 2. Let's go to 2. And then put your line in play. Put your ball in position. Once again, keep them short and simple. Come to this side of the table. Let's do the same thing. We're going to go 2 to 2. So we're going to go right from here, right from here. Now, I want you to, once again, keep the ball close, simple. I want you to build some confidence and build some success. Now, sometimes after you've had an opportunity to get through these, maybe go ahead and move the ball a little bit further away from the cue ball. Or maybe go ahead and move the ball a little bit further back. Once again, we're just using the diamonds on the table to learn some basic calculated, pre-calculated math to know, okay, is this bank, I should make this bank. So the first thing that we're trying to determine is that we're not spinning this ball left or right and causing a disruption on the roll of that ball. So once you go ahead and you take the same exact shot from down here, if you go ahead and you spin the ball in the opposite direction, it's going to spin out. Now stay down and then get up. Let's go to the other side. Hold this position here. Find it. Take your track. Look at the object ball. Look at what you're supposed to be aiming at. Take the shot and let them go. And then work that side of the table and this side of the table and that side of the table. And alternate. What do you want? The ball a little further, but make them perfectly even. And do this exercise all the way until you get to the place where we started from when I showed you what angle in, angle out means. Take it right from here, and then again setting up this side from over here. And now if you don't have as many cue balls as me, don't worry about that. Just work with one. They're not falling all over the place. And if you're practicing somewhere where they don't, hey, bring one of your own personal cue balls, and then you got 2 on the table. Just make sure you take yours home. Let the person who's running the place say, hey, I got 2 cue balls on the table, but I brought one of my own from home. Or buy another cue ball, and then that way you could be working. Okay, and then ultimately, so you went from 1 diamond, and you went to a half, then you went 2 to 1, then you're going to go to 3 to 1.5, then you're going to go to 4, 4 to 2, to 2 to 2. Do the exact same side evenly. And then once again, let the ball be more forward in that direction. Let the ball be more back in this direction. This is how you start with the fundamentals. Now, there will be times almost, probably most of the time, when you're going to shoot an actual real bank shot, I'm sorry, but you're not going to have this perfect angle of that ball right there, the cue ball right here, and then all you have to do is shoot a nice perfect straight shot. We do that to begin with to be sure that we are not spinning the cue ball in the wrong direction, and we need to make sure that that's what's happening. And then the other thing I want you to be sure you start learning is what is the speed that you should be shooting bank shots. And bank shots should generally be shot between a 4 and a 6 speed shot stroke is going to be 80% of the bank shots you shoot. So one more time really quickly for you beginner level players. If you were to take this cue ball, put it down here on this end of the table, just about 6-8 inches off the rail, the same speed that it takes you to shoot the ball all the way up the table, down the table, and come back here and get the cue ball down this rail just like this, all the way to shooting it so that the cue ball goes from this end of the table to this end of the table and all the way back up to that end of the table. The first is a 4 speed and that's a 6 speed, okay? Because when you're learning shot speed strokes from here, this is 0, to the middle of the table is 1, 2, 3, that's a 4 speed. Then 5, 6, that's a 6 speed. Now, as I said, about 3 out of 4, 75, 80% of your bank shots are going to be between a 4 and a 6 speed shot stroke. So 4, 5, 6 is the general range. However, there are going to be times you say, well, what about the other 25% of the time? That's when we're shooting bank shots either at the 7 to 8 speed. And we do that because we are, and this is where I'm going to get more advanced and one of the next lessons, where we do what's called opening and closing the angle off the cushion based on the compression to the cushion. And that is what comes, and listen, we all started here, so don't let, more advanced players, ladies and gentlemen, you're more advanced. Listen, we all had to learn these fundamentals, but nobody's really teaching these fundamentals like I'm beginning to share tonight. So I need to make sure that you get it. But occasionally, you're going to shoot with a 7-speed or an 8-speed shot stroke. And what's really important is that when you shoot that ball down table, it's not running all cockeyed and everywhere, because then when you shoot your bank shot at higher speeds, you wonder why you missed. Well, because you spun the object ball out of play. When you shoot at the higher speeds, you need to be able to take that same speed, that shot stroke, and you need to be able to go up table, down table, up table, down table, and you need to be able to clearly stay within 1 diamond range, just like I am now. Look, right where I started, and after going up and down the table for a full 8 speed, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Look, frozen on the rail, 8 speed. Can't get better than that. But you see where I am. Originally, I started with the ball right here when I took the shot. Look at how far over after going, in this case here, 400 inches. Yeah, it's 100 inches to that end of the table. And so 1, 2, 3, 400 inches, and I'm off by 4 inches. That's when you know, oh yeah, I really am hitting the center of the cue ball. So it's very important that you have this part of the exercise coming along, because eventually you're going to start shooting your bank shots for the sake of practice. You're going to do the exact same bank shot, but you're going to shoot it with 7 speeds, 8 speeds, and feel the impact and the power. And then when you come down to that ball, here, let's see if we can't do one right here. We're going to start at this diamond. 1, 2, 3, so 1.5, 1.5. Go ahead, line it up, line it up. Now, maybe we go ahead and we start firing at this with a little, let's go ahead and hit this with a full 8 speed. Oh man, that's crazy. What happened? Well, that was like that cue ball that went all over the place. You've got to get down to the point where you can actually take this shot, put a full 8 speed on it, and then you need to know that you're actually at the center of the ball. And you just got to be able to, whoa, yeah, I was pretty close. Well, this is where you're going to begin to start to see the difference, okay? Now, take these shots, but don't get so crazy. And by the way, very rarely should you take a shot like this where it just makes it in the hole. That is rare that you would ever have to shoot, and that was just about a 3.5 speed. So now you really see what the differences are. Work on this drill. And listen, even you more advanced players, just for the sake from taking a boot camp mentality, you need to make sure that you're not becoming too dependent on always putting a little bottom left, a little bottom right. You need to be able to see, am I actually shooting bank shots straight, direct, center cue, whether I'm above center, below center, or at center? Am I truly at the center 7 axis of the cue ball? And the only way you're going to really be able to tell that is go ahead and set up the actual perfect measurement, 2 diamonds, 3 diamonds, whatever it may be, 4 diamonds, and set the line up straight and see if you're actually making the ball get in the hole without trying to throw any helping spin, and we take it from there. But more lower skilled level players, you just forget what I just said for a minute ago here. You shoot that center axis of that cue ball, and you shoot a 4 speeds, 5 speeds, 6 speeds, and work back and forth, left side, right side, work all the different diamond positions that I'm sharing with you, and then spread the distance, closer to the cushion, further from the cushion. We take it from there. Starting next week, I'm going to get into bank shots and show you the banking parallel method. I'm going to show you the first one out because sometimes that cue ball, that object ball, you can't just evenly count diamonds, and they're not always in an even perfect line, and we're going to make sure that we really cover that. So I went a little bit longer with just covering this most important fundamentals. Tonight really should have been Banking 101, and I think I had suggested that I was going to work on parallel shift banking. So we're going to work on that as we get into next week. The rest of you, listen, thank you so much again for all the support. The orders, hey, yes, some mail I did get asking about the G5 launcher jump cue. I do have only a few of these in stock left. So please get to the website, get it. It is literally the first aiming jump cue in the billiard industry. This whole entire cue weighs the exact same weight as this cue ball. It's 5.9 ounces, all right? So that's it, 5.9 ounces. And then when you take the back handle off, at 40 inches, it weighs 4 ounces. That jumps this ball from within, well, for me, as one of the top jumpers in the world, I could jump this thing from, practically nothing, 1/8 of an inch. Go on YouTube, you'll see me jumping it from credit cards and toothpicks. But it's designed to make those really little short jumps and to make the ball just jump only 5-6 inches and not go bouncing off the table. If you want the #1 aiming jump cue in the billiard industry, this is actually the #1 performance jump cue, the 7 full years now in stop, follow, draw, masse. It is the best performance from a short jump. I can easily tell you from a 1/2 inch, no issue. And it'll jump up to 50 inches in full length. You can just go on the website and just look it up, the G5 launcher. You can watch videos with all the performance shots. And so that's pretty much all I want to say on that. Everyone else, aim straight, shoot straight, split the pockets. Get to work on your banking. Get sharp on it. I'm looking forward to showing you what we're going to do next week. In fact, next week I'll make the combination, and I'm going to work on parallel shift banking and tip pivot banking. And I'll show you 2 full systems next week, and we'll make sure that we pull this together. Okay, love you guys. God bless you, and see you soon. Happy July 4th. Happy July 4th. It's coming in with a bang.